Hi everyone, Nicole Herrick here. I'm going to do a little tutorial on how to set up Google AdWords, and it'll be setting up a simple campaign and also an ad within that campaign. It's a very complicated process, but I'm going to try and be as basic as possible. So first we need to go to the Google AdWords homepage. So go to Google, type in Google AdWords, even if I spell it with 3 O's, find the site, and let's go to it. Now, if you've already got a Gmail account, you can use that to log in. If you don't already have a Google account, go and just pause this video, go and set up a free Google account, whether it's a Gmail account or just a Google account, either, it doesn't matter. And sorry, it didn't actually take me to the home page, so I've just clicked on the home page of it, and I'm going to sign in. Loading. Okay, so if you don't have anything set up in your account already, just ignore those red things. If you don't have any ad set up or any campaign set up at all, you usually won't see anything down here. But what we want to do is set up a new campaign. So to do that, just make sure that you're on the campaigns tab. So you can see my tabs along here, and I want to make sure I'm on the campaigns tab. And because if I've got sort of several campaigns in here, I need to click on all online campaigns. Next thing I wanted to click on is settings. Okay, and I want to create a new campaign. So I'm going to choose Search and Display Networks, just because it gives me the most capability. Okay, so we can name our campaign group. So the group is a group of ads within a campaign. So you don't need to name it if you don't want to, just leave it as the default. So you can either choose standard, which won't allow you to change sort of much. It won't allow you to schedule. It won't allow you to choose different demographics to target, but it will allow you to choose things like the area that you're targeting. I'm going to choose all features because I want to be able to target just women in a certain area. Okay. Google also has different search partners as well, but to keep it fairly simple, I'm just going to say don't include the search partners. Okay. Devices, that's just asking me, do I want it to be able to show on mobiles, tablets, all that kind of thing? Yep, absolutely. I certainly do. And now we go to locations. So I can either target the whole of my country that I live in, or that I'm trying to sell to, or I can be a bit more specific. So I might actually say, look, I know I target the whole of Australia, but for this campaign group of ads, I'm actually just going to target Melbourne. Okay, and it is quite good to, try and do it city by city if you're a whole country shop or business that you target, because then you can sort of work out, okay, how much reaction am I getting from people in Melbourne and Sydney and Brisbane. So you set up different campaigns or different ads to each select group. Okay, languages, I think the default is set to all languages, but I'm going to say, look, I want my languages to only be able to speak English. Now we come to the bidding and budget section. Okay, so you can't just pay a certain amount of money and have your ads appear on Google. It doesn't work that way. What you actually need to do is bid for a place. And the bid that you set, basically if your ad gets shown, people can then click on your ad. And only if they click on your ad do you pay that bid amount. So a lot of people might put a small default bid amount in here, and they can also set a daily budget in here as well. So they might set a small daily budget. You can also let AdWords determine my bids, and it says to maximize clicks within my target budget. We're going to just manually set our bids for clicks because we wanted to be able to monitor how much we're actually spending and we want to be able to change our bid amount and see what, whether putting in a higher amount helps our campaign. Do we need to, adjust it slightly? So the ad that I'm going to create after this is for an online jewellery store. So I'm just going to have a bit of a guess and say, all right, I'm going to say $2.50 for my bidding default. Now, it says I can put a budget in here per day. You know, I might only want to spend $5 per day, but basically you need to put in a higher amount than you're willing to spend, because you need to kind of trick Google into thinking that you're going to be spending heaps of money with them. So I would say times your real daily budget by 10. So I'm going to put my daily budget as $50. And actually I might even, you know, my default bid, that's just what I would really spend, but I might even just bump that up to $5 for my default bid. Okay. Delivery method, I like to choose accelerated because it shows my ads more quickly. And look, if I can get more ads shown, even if they're not clicked on, then more people are seeing my ad. So I like to choose accelerated. Don't worry about any of the ad extensions at this stage. We're trying to keep it really simple. Okay, so now let's go to advanced settings and we're going to schedule our ad. So starting from today, and I'm going to set an end date of 1 month's time. I think that you should run everything for around about a month just to trial it, see how it's going. I mean, you can trial it for a week if you want to, but don't trial it for 1 day. Trial it for a whole week at least, if not a whole month, and then assess your results and then go back in and make some changes and try and achieve better ad coverage and better clicks. Okay. All of your other ones you really don't necessarily need to have a look at. So we're just going to save and continue at this point. Okay, so now we are going to set up the ad. So remember that you set up the campaign first, and then you can set up as many ads within that campaign as you want to. So we're just going to set up one ad for the moment. And I'm going to call this ad Jewellery Store Melbourne, because remember I picked only Melbourne people that I want to target. Okay, so now we need to actually create our ad. What you need to do is, before you actually get to this bit, work out your keywords for your industry. Keywords don't have to be single words, they can be actual phrases, but you need to work out, you know, what's going to be, how can you fit as many keywords as you can into this headline, the 2 lines of description, and it's because basically when we get to the next section, it gives us a bit of a ranking of how well our ad will be in this whole system. So it's a little bit complicated to explain, but I want you to try and put as many keywords in here relating to your website that you want to send them to as possible. Alright, so I am actually going to just pick something random, doesn't really matter because I'm just doing an example for you. Shop online for jewellery. And I'm going to say shop by metal, price, stone, designer. And you can see here that I've only got a certain character limit. This is my indicator showing me that, look, that's as many characters as I can put in there. I think it's actually 35 characters in the 2 description lines and only 25 characters in the headline. So take that into consideration when you're actually trying to write out your ad using all your keywords. I really want to put the word designer in there, so I'm going to put designer. I'm going to put type. And I'm going to put Australian jewellery in here. Okay. The website that it's going to go to is Tessa Dreams, which is the name of the online jewellery store. Okay, and it will automatically feed in the actual destination URL. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got our little indication over here of what it looks like. You can play with that as long as you like. Just try and fit as many keywords, make it make sense, but you also have to make it look attractive enough for people to be able to click on. Okay, so now we need to go to our keywords. Okay, so keywords, again, they're not one-word keywords. It says up here, avoid one-word keywords. Choose phrases. And over on this side, you can see it's given us a whole list of search terms that people usually use, and it's based it on your ad that you created and the keywords that you put it in there. So it obviously knows that it's jewellery that I'm trying to promote with this ad. So I'm actually just, because it's just the whole site that I want to promote, I might actually go over here and just use jewellery as my main keyword, and this is the Australian spelling of it, and I'm only trying to target people in Melbourne, but if you were trying to target people worldwide, you can see here's the other spelling of jewellery, so you would add that in as well. Okay, so I'm going to go, alright, I'm going to pick between 10 and 20. Don't do any more, don't do any less, just between 10 and 20, just because we're trying to keep it basic. I'm going to go costume jewellery, designer jewellery, gold jewellery, online, necklaces, rings, gemstone. Okay, so let's just start out with those few keywords. And now we can click on estimate search traffic. Now, what it says in here isn't really what's going to happen. Okay, so just, you can have a look at that, but really just ignore it, because we have to go in and actually play with everything anyway, so you can just ignore that. Okay, placements, I don't really understand, so we're going to skip that. Okay, so we're going to save this ad now. Alrighty, so now what I'd like to do is go in and have a look at my keywords. And the first thing that I want to look at is the status. So I need to figure out if my ad is even eligible to be shown. Sometimes it will say it isn't eligible because it's a low search volume. So you really want to try and, I would say, always try and use the best keywords that really indicate what you're trying to sell within that one ad. Okay, so now if I hover over this little talk bubble, alright, it's saying that my ad isn't showing now on that particular keyword search of gold jewellery, and it's saying that I've got a quality score of 3 out of 10. So that, it's sort of based on 3 different elements. So it's based on the metadata that you've got in your website. So the SEO doesn't say much about gold jewellery on this particular website that I'm trying to send the ad to. It also goes on a couple of other things, but it also goes on actually the keywords that you've selected overall, so this whole group, and it also depends on the words in your ad. So it doesn't say anything about gold jewellery in my ad, so that is another thing why it's quite a low quality score. Okay, so we might go and have a look at the other ones again. You know, it doesn't say anything about costume jewellery on my website, so maybe that wasn't the best search term. So I can delete those 2 search terms, that's fine. And again, I haven't written anything about designer jewellery, even though, you know, that's basically what I sell. So maybe I need to go back into my website and actually look at, you know, we need to be putting more text in there about designer jewellery. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a better quality score in here. You see it's gone green, so anything 4 and above is quite good. The only reason it's saying no at the moment is because there's no money in my account. But usually, if it says yes there, then that'll be fine. When somebody searches for jewellery online, then my ad will be shown. Okay, let's just go and have a look at the other quality scores. Again, 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. Okay, that's quite good. Well, it's not great. 3 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 3 out of 10. Okay, so they're not great. So maybe what we want to do is get rid of a few. So we're going to get rid of, say, these ones. So edit, delete those keywords. Okay, and I want to add some other keywords. So I'm going to add, what I might do is, because I know that there's particular brands on my site that people look for, I might actually add in the brand names. So Solace, all the other ones, Opa Designs, and let's just go and have a look at our site. Just trying to remember what some of the other designers were. Barton and Bell. Lotus Mendez. Alright, so let's save that. Alright, so I'm going to go and have a look at this. There we see I've got a 6 out of 10 rating there. And it says that it's not showing ads. And you can actually go and click on what can I do. But we need to just keep playing around and getting rid of keywords that aren't necessarily really related to your site and putting in ones that really are. Okay, so let's have a look at the Opa Designs one. Okay, maybe I spelled Opa Designs wrong. Anyway, it's not coming up as that one. So it's still giving us a low quality score there. Barton and Bell, it's giving us a 6 out of 10, so that's really good. And 3 out of 10 on Lotus Mendez. Okay. And let's go and check our other ones again. Okay, so let's get rid of the ones that it's giving us really low scores. Scores in red. Okay, so let's delete those ones. Okay, and by having ones that have green scores, you've got a much better chance of it actually showing. If you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of keyword phrases in here, that will lessen your score because they won't all be appropriate, or they won't all be, you know, anything to do with your site. Okay, so I'm going to say, right, gift vouchers. Okay, that's one of my main headings. So I might go add keywords, gift vouchers. And let's see. Alrighty, so it's actually, it says that it's given us an estimate of below what we've estimated. Sorry, let me say that properly. So it's giving us a little icon here that says first page bid estimate is $5.25, and we've only actually said we're willing to bid a maximum of $5. So what we can do is we can change this. So if I went, alright, I'll spend $10. Okay. Then we take that away. And we've got a much better chance of actually getting on that particular. What about if we change this one to jewellery gift vouchers? Okay, and let's go in. So our quality score is still 3 out of 10, so it's still not great. Okay, but we might now be able to take this back down to $5. And there we go. So we're not getting that indicator again saying that everyone else has a higher bid than you. Okay. Now, so yeah, that's basically the whole gist of it. You need to go and have a look and see, what are the words on your site to try and give you high scores. So I might go shop by designer and see if that will give me a high score. 7 out of 10. Yay! Okay. But because I didn't put shop by designer in my ad, that could be a reason why the ad still isn't eligible to show up. So what I might do is go into my ad, and let's change that. And I click on the little pencil to change it. Alrighty, so what was I? Shop by designer. So shop by designer. Okay, save. And now let's go back into our keywords and see how that has affected shop by designers. Doesn't trigger any of the keywords. Okay, let's put it into our description rather than our headline and see if that makes a difference. Oops. Change. So let's put the heading back to, where's it gone? Sorry. Okay. Shop by designer. Designer Australian jewelry. Okay, I go back into my keywords. By designer. Alrighty, didn't really change much, but you get the general idea. It's a lot of fiddling, but that's why a lot of people will get somebody else to do their Google AdWords for them, because working out exactly the right keywords, the right SEO, the right ranking and everything is quite a difficult process. So number one, I would say, if you're going to do it yourself, make sure you've implemented SEO on your website with all of the key search phrases that you think people will be able to find your website by typing in. Then make sure that you have all those words written down. Try and implement them all into your ad. Try and implement all those search terms and just have a bit of a play. Okay, so that's it. That's how we do it. Thank you.